ever since then, this was like probably 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I've remembered the name of the organization, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And that's why I wanted to bring you onto the show, just to bring some awareness about Project 143, that this is such a huge issue around the world, and that people around here can help. So what does the typical process look like for a family who's interested in hosting? Where do the children come from? How do they get selected? What's the whole thing there?
So the way they get selected is usually the folks in the countries, and we currently work in Ukraine, Latvia, and Colombia. We have worked in the Philippines, we did a program in the Philippines. We worked in also China until China changed their rules and the way they wanted to do things. And we've also worked in Mexico. Same thing happens, you have to really understand what their rules are and work with the officials there. And, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But we try to make great connections in the countries, and we work closely with social workers, orphanage directors, psychologists, etc. Once we make those connections, we work with them to select children that they think would be resilient enough to make such a trip, because it really isn't that easy. All you have to do is think about yourself the first time you've ever been to another country, when you didn't speak the language, you didn't know the food, and for a lot of adults, even that's intimidating. So we're asking these kids to come into a home with people they don't know, a language they don't know, food they don't know, sounds they don't know. So we look for resilience, and that's the first thing that we look for. Once we have those lists from the various different groups of people, then we travel over to the country to meet the kids ourselves, because we want to interview them. We want to be able to say that we know them. If somebody asks us a question about them, we want to be able to answer them from a personal experience, not just from a piece of paper or something that someone sent us. And so once we interview them, then we decide if we think that they'll make a good candidate for the program. And again, it's resilience. It's also desire in some cases. Or do they have a desire to travel? Are they afraid? Are they shy? We learn all those kinds of things. And then once we have selected all of the children, then we put them on a private, secure photo listing. Not everyone can see it, but we put the pictures on photo listing. We write a bio and tell you about the child. And then we go out with a newsletter type of announcement to say we're ready to start working on our next host program. And so that's how we get the kids on the program. The other thing that we do is we recruit the families, of course. And so, families sign up to see the photo listing. And once they sign up to see the photo listing, we call them. And we're not calling them to pressure them to do anything. We're just calling to see if we can answer any questions, because a lot of times we find that it takes a lot of education for people to understand what this program is about and what we're trying to do. So that's the next step, is we call them, we answer their questions. We are essentially crazily available almost 24/7. And we are mostly made up of volunteers, which is another interesting thing, is, we have a service level with volunteers that most companies wish they had with people they pay. So we just, we talk to the families, and then if they decide, that we talk about the kids. We don't select the kids for them, but we do talk about the kids and the dynamics of their family, what their family likes to do, what their kids are all about, etc. And so the kids they're interested in, we really try to figure out, would this dynamic work for that family?